Hello. Welcome to Guided Soul Reflections with Punima and Sangeeta, where healing meets real life. Whether you're spiritual, curious, or simply ready to live with greater awareness, we share through our own life experiences simple and grounded ways to raise energy, return to clarity, courage, and peace. This is real life, not a perfect life, and together we'll explore what it truly means to grow, heal, and awaken.
Hi, I'm Sangeeta Diwan, a spiritual mentor and an intuitive healer. I support individuals who are navigating grief, emotional pain, heartbreak, and trauma. My work integrates transformative modalities such as rapid transformational therapy, Akashic Records guidance, energy healing, and hypnotherapy. Everything I offer is grounded in the wisdom of my own journey through loss and profound healing.
Hi, I'm Purnima, a spiritual mentor, energy healer, and Akashic Records reader and healer. For a long time, I did everything that I should, achieving, overgiving, and shape-shifting into what others expected me to be or needed me to be, until my body and my soul called me home. Now my work is to walk beside those who feel the same whisper or the loud shout, supporting them to gently release patterns of guilt, shame, fear, people pleasing, and to live from a place of truth, compassion, and inner freedom.
What happens when your healing begins to ripple outward? When the love you have cultivated within starts naturally reaching others. Is service something we do or something we become? That's the heart of the stage service. It's when awakening moves beyond the personal and becomes a living expression of love and truth. Service isn't just a job title or a role, it's the energy of offering your presence to the world. So, Purnima, I want to ask you, what does service means to you?
Yeah, so I will obviously again as we prep for these for these conversations or this channeling. Um, so, firstly, I think when I started this journey, I naively thought, okay, well, if I'm on this awakening journey, and when I started telling people, I was like, "Oh, I think you're a healer. You're a healer. You're a healer. Everyone's a healer." And naively in my head, I thought, "Okay, well, everyone's going to be a healer, in some way or form." And actually, the difference is, yes, everyone is going to be a healer because they're going to heal themselves as they, continuously as they walk that journey. However, not everyone may go into, for example, it's not going to lead everyone into a world of becoming a healer or a coach or starting a podcast talking about the awakening journey or the various other modalities that exist in healing. And for me, service is, it doesn't mean that because you're in the public eye that it's a bigger service that you're doing, and that if you're doing it at home, and I'll give some examples, then it's, if it's quiet, then it doesn't mean it's service. So it's just the same love expressed in different ways. That's I guess the heart of it. So for some people, service might look like serving their clients, which me and you are in that space. And for some, it might be conscious leadership in the in the workplace, or if you have your own business, how you approach leading your teams, how you speak to them. Are you aware of the fact that this is not just an employee, they're actually human beings, and how do you operate with them in the workspace? um, it could be how parents parent their children. We grew up with in environments where our parents didn't have some of the I guess the what we have access to these days, be it knowledge, be it access to therapists, healers, information that we can learn and grow and move out of those places of pain. So, but it doesn't mean that so we have actually more choice. And what do we do with that choice? Hopefully we don't carry those wounds across. And we so that's service. How you cook food at home with love is service. Helping your neighbor, who might be elderly or might just need some help is service. And sometimes just walking into a room even though you're frustrated and angry about something, it's making a conscious decision, not to take that energy into that room. So all of those are just different examples of service. Um, I guess where I'm at in my life, and I think obviously I mentioned it on other episodes as well, is I've been walking the journey of this awakening. And through that journey, it's led me to understand that actually my purpose is to help people with my story through mentoring, coaching, and healing. And I think I've always done that in my life through my friendships and, even in the workspace, maybe very much, I would say, unconsciously, not knowing that that's, sort of something that comes quite naturally to me. Whereas now I know this is really the place that I need to be. And that service is sharing the stories, helping guide people, whichever part of the journey they at. And through that, creating a place, creating a world that we all want to be in, where there's, where we're leading with love and compassion, we're leading with joy, and it's not about competition and comparison, because that is the world that we've all sort of been, I guess we've all been, it's the world that exists now. Everything is about competition and comparison, and we think if someone else has something, that means, I can't have it, or vice versa. But there's enough abundance for everyone. So, and also through that service to myself, because a big part of it is about taking care of oneself, being able to receive, which I'm still, working on. It's not something that happens naturally. So it's self-care while serving. So yeah, that's service to me in a snapshot. And Sangeeta, yeah, tell me your version of what service means to you.
I think for me, serving like you maybe comes very naturally. When I remember I was very, very young, I was always pulled towards people who were either low in their vibration or feeling sad. And I would just go and sit with them and ask them something and just listen. And I see their energy shifting, big smile on their face or something like that. And I was good with actually young babies and elderlies. So I would go because I think babies need a lot of they can sense a true
Mm,
love. That is, if
mm,
somebody's picking you up and having that loving vibration. So I remember, I'll share a funny kind of incident with you. I was in India. I was, I think, around 20 or something. And I was just going out for a walk with my mom. And I don't know why this incident is coming to me to share, but I'm going to share it. And there was on the opposite side, from the opposite side, there was a mom coming with her 5 or 6 years old girl. And me and mom were chatting and we were going and we crossed them. And I always, whenever I see a child, I have to smile. So I
mhm.
just smiled and just waved hi, and you wouldn't believe what happened. The girl left her mom's hand and started walking in the opposite direction with me.
Oh my word.
And I was like, oh, no, no, no. I got a little scared. I was thinking, what's happening? And the mom and I just stopped and I said, oh, hi. I thought she might be just coming and talking to me. And the mom said, what has just happened? I said, you saw me. I just waved to her. And I think it was just maybe so genuine that she felt so safe that she turned
Mm,
around and wanted to be with me. And again, I'm thinking, why is this memory given to me right now? So it is about the purity of heart. So I felt I have always been in service, unknowingly,
mhm,
unconsciously,
mhm, mhm,
sharing my love with people, sharing this genuinity and genuine care. I always was caring for people, and I know whenever my friend or family member, anybody who was in pain, I would cry for them. I would just want to hug them and want to be
mm,
there for them.
mm,
But later on, I realized that yes, I'm coming from a very genuine place, but not everybody receives it that way. Some people
Mm.
might think, oh, why is she doing that? What does she want to get out of it? And I think much later in my life, I actually, a few people who I was very close to and I was showing love and care, they really turned it around and made it quite negative kind of
Right.
thing.
Mm.
And that made me really fearful of, like, should I be showing my genuine love or care or affection to other
Mm.
people? Because people can take it wrongly, kind of thing. They might mean something else, kind of thing. And I had a few negative experience with that. But now when I look back, I think for now where I am, service means sharing whatever I have learned, be it like through our podcast, be it like when I see a client, so even if I'm giving a hypnotherapy to a client, I'm energetically healing them.
Mm-hmm.
They might not know that.
Mm.
Or sometimes I'm quite open to say, hey, I feel there's a block there. Is that okay if I
Mm.
go in there with my energy and heal? And they said, fine. But it's about not even in that professional space. I feel my service to people is, again, is the moment I wake up, the moment I say thank you to divine, for taking care of me, for everything that they have provided, even challenges, because
Mm.
that what thrown me into this my purpose. So every time challenge came, every time pain, so I'm grateful for that. And that service is, again, starts from me. I have to fill myself up with
Mm-hmm.
love, so I don't have to do much. Nowadays, I feel my presence says it all. I don't have to speak too much. I don't have to physically do something for other people. If I am in peace, if I am in higher vibration, my presence will naturally heal people.
Yeah.
Before that, it was more of ego kind of thing. When you take a spiritual path, you have
Mm.
this spiritual ego as well. Well, I am doing this or I am doing that. Now I just don't feel that. I said, if somebody needs to receive healing through me, divine will guide me to
Mm-hmm.
them or guide
Mm-hmm.
them to
Guide
me
them to you. Yeah.
you know
Mm-hmm.
but for me, it is how I treat myself, how I am in the moment. In every moment, I'm more aware, I'm more conscious. That doesn't mean I'm perfect, that doesn't mean I don't get triggered, uh, but I'm okay with even when I get triggered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to run away from it, because I know there's a lesson there, that there's a wisdom there.
Yeah.
Why did I get triggered? There's a still wound which is open. That's a little bit of I have to go a little deeper to find it. So I'm embracing every single aspect of my life, good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel me being in that vibration, me being in that balance, like I feel that nature is all about balance, give and take. When I was not in balance, I couldn't serve people. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when
Mm-hmm.
I was in balance, I was just giving, 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 giving. I felt resentful at some point.
Yeah.
After I got drained and tired, I always had a lot of capacity to give. But
Mm-hmm.
then again, certain challenges taught me that, you know, are people just coming to you because they can take from you and they don't feel the need to give? And that's the point. I was becoming drained and resentful. So now I'm choosing who to give. Who do I share my energy with? Because it's powerful energy, it's potent, it's healing. um, does the other person deserve my energy, my time, my effort? So that discernment made me more balanced, because I feel this is give and take, and yes, I receive from divine and I give.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I am so aware of it. If I'm feeling drained, I take my time out, I take a break, be it I am in a group of friends, or be it I'm with my children, or wherever I am, I'm very aware of my energy. And I think when I take care of me, I can take care of the other,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's where I feel I'm serving in a personal and professional space.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. That's a lovely story about the little girl. Yeah. Energy. I mean, we're going to be talking about energy in a few weeks' time on the podcast. We're going to be moving into the topic of frequency and vibration. And I think that's a really key part, right? Because that actually underpins pretty much most of, it's fundamentally one of the key parts of this healing journey is moving your frequency and vibration. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. So yeah, I think for me, I mean, it's service is a really, it's a beautiful thing. When I think about, the we've become so individualistic in the world, and the days of our parents or our grandparents, particularly, I think, where everyone grew up in community. And they said it takes a village to bring up a child. That's the memory that keeps coming back to me, because I feel that's where we've become so disconnected. Everything became about um, me, and that's where we've all gone so far down that road, and it's coming back to community connection. Um, be it friends, family, your local community, and I think COVID was one of those examples of local community became your your everything, because that's where you had to stay in that little space. And if you didn't have family, your neighbors, or your friends became your bubble. And yeah, so for me, that service is this is this is where we all want to be. And whatever that looks like for each individual is going to be really unique to them. So we're just sharing our journey and what service is to us and where it's led us. But that authenticity has to carry across every part of our life. And sometimes that's challenging, because as we on this journey, like you said, uh, those triggers keep happening. So, the layers get deeper and the triggers keep showing. And sometimes when you have the awareness, it's harder to even, then you sort of go more into the. Sometimes I feel like I recently, this last week particularly, the energy has been so um, heavy, and I know I've been triggered, and certain things that I haven't dealt with is coming up and showing me straight on that you need to speak up. Otherwise, this is going to go in a different direction. And then you all of a sudden think, well, because, I've done all the spiritual work, I should be kinder and I should be nicer and I should be, you put all of these other rules on top of you, which takes you away again from just being authentic and being okay to, say what you need to say. But so it's a constant journey. It's a journey. There is no perfect. There is no. Um, I think I heard someone say something yesterday about, you're never going to always be in alignment. That just doesn't exist. As long as we human beings, we are up and down, in and out, and that's the beauty of it. But with the awareness, we can be kinder to ourselves and to everyone around us. And I think that's the place we just want to be, because that's where the compassion is. That's where the love is. So, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. You know what, when you were talking about it, it made me really think about kindness. I remember when my spiritual journey started, it always starts usually from a chaos, from a
Yeah.
place of something is not working in your life, something is falling apart. But what one thing I learned when I started to become aware of my own thoughts, and I was like shocked. I was thinking, oh God, how negative
Hmm.
I am towards myself.
Hmm.
I was kinder to other people. I was so not kind to myself. And I was so judgmental because, your self beliefs, you pick up that from your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
So every time somebody would say, oh, you can't do this, or you're not intelligent, or you're not this and you're not that,
Mm.
that child, that self belief that I was not enough and I am not enough and I can't do this and I can't do this, there were so many things. And the first thing I felt, first realization, I cried so much. I said, oh my God, I'm expecting people to love me and accept me the way I am. But here I am not even accepting myself.
Mm. Mm.
That light bulb moment was so powerful. And I was thinking, how do I change that? So I became, first thing I promised to myself, that I'm going to be kind to myself
Mm.
in every moment, be it I make a mistake, be it I fall, I get hurt, or I am,
Mhm.
throwing something at other people. I am going to be kind to myself, because this journey is not going to be easy, you know. But if I'm unkind, so I brought it everything towards me. It's like I was accepting of people, I was kind to people, I was compassionate, loving,
Mm.
and I needed to embody all of them truly for myself. And I was thinking, if I can do that to myself, so if I have a, if I have the capacity to look at myself with compassion and kindness, I will definitely have another level of compassion for other people, you
Absolutely.
know.
It won't. That,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
so I think having to come to peace with where I was and where um, I didn't know about things, right things. But you still please people, you still say yes to people. And of course, all this journey showed me that where I was people pleasing, where I was authentic, where I was
Mm.
speaking my truth, where I was hiding from the truth. And it's looking in looking yourself in the mirror isn't the most comfortable
The
thing,
most, the most easiest thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
it's
when you pick up the courage to do that, and then you can move from there, I think the first thing is you're serving yourself. You're connecting with your soul. You're looking into your eyes and truly saying, Sangeeta, I love you
hmm
in every moment.
yeah,
And then guess what? It fills me up so much that I can accept other people in those moments when they're having a,
a tough time.
tantrum, or
Mm.
they're having
Mm.
tough time, or they
Mm.
don't know how to say it or speak.
Mm.
So I think it is the cultivation of the whatever I have, naturally I'm going to share with you
Yeah,
of the
absolutely.
world.
And it's funny because sorry, I was smiling because today I did the one of my affirmations. I do the daily affirmations, and I pulled, I deserve and accept the best. And this is fundamentally the this affirmation is fundamentally what each human being struggles with, because we don't believe that. We actually don't believe that we deserve the best. We think we do, and we pray for it. We try and manifest it. We ask for it. We demand it. We go to the workplace and we're like, well, why isn't this happening to me? Why am I not being promoted? Why is my salary so low? But we never truly look at ourselves and say, well, actually, are you sure you want all of that? And yeah, so this journey helps with that. And I think once you get to that stage where you genuinely believe you deserve the
Yeah.
best and accept it, it's yeah, you're serving then from a full cup.
True, true. And that's
So
what it is, isn't it?
yeah,
Because when we are serving from emptiness or tiredness, then there's burnouts, then there's resentment, then
resentment,
there's
all of it.
anger,
Yeah,
all
judgment,
of it.
frustration.
So yeah, we have
Yeah,
to fill ourselves up, serve ourselves so we can serve the world
others.
better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
okay, what are we doing now? So, I am going to share a reflection for all our listeners. Beautiful, beautiful listeners. I hope you're doing well. And everything me and Purnima talk, we want you to listen to it once and twice and take that as whatever is feeling resonating with you. Take that and try that out. I always say you don't have to follow people, but whatever resonate with you, that's your soul pinging, saying, hey, I like that, let's try that out. So right now I'm going to take you into the ripple reflection of what we have said, and see how maybe take a quiet moment for yourself now whenever you're listening, or I would suggest every evening, for do this for 1 week at least and see what are the results. So I want you to take a quiet moment every evening this week and write down one small way you contributed light to someone's day, and because we are running around, we forget about it. What have you done? Have you spoken to somebody nicely, kindly? Did you took a pause to listen? Uh, did you really connect it to your heart and spoke with honesty with somebody else or yourself? Notice, I want you to start noticing those tiny, tiny acts, and that will expand. I always say, it's like a snowball effect. You take that little things and you think, yeah, I have done that. Oh, somebody else did that. And how did I do? All of these things, and you will really take yourself into that space of where you're serving the world, of course, by serving yourself first. So then that I feel is the service in motion or service in action. So I really hope that helps. But Punima, I can't wait for the activation for our listeners that you're going to do. So
Thank
let's
you.
there.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I think the ripple reflection is a beautiful little act. Sometimes, we say journal, journaling is really good, and people feel overwhelmed. They're like, well, I don't know where to start with. What do I do? This is a nice little way of, starting, or it's something that, is a little bit, it's a container that helps you. And then through that, you'll start realizing and seeing the power of journaling and reflecting. So thank you, Sangeeta.
True.
Okay, so we're going to take a few minutes now. Again, I'll ask if our listeners, please obviously don't do this while you're driving or operating machinery, etc. So just hopefully you can take a few minutes out for yourself if you're listening to the podcast, and you can come back to this anytime. So what we're going to do is it's essentially a little activation around the heart field. And I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes if you can, and place your hand on your heart and breathe slowly. So you're just going to take a few deep breaths in. And with each in breath, feel light gather in your heart space. When you take a deep breath in, just imagine that beautiful light, whichever color comes to you, just visualize it going into your heart. And with the out breath, when you release that breath, imagine that light is rippling into your family, your friends, your community, the area you live in, the place you work in. So just feel that beautiful light spreading around you. Even places that you've never been, just share that beautiful light. And as you do this, if you do it another few more times, we're going to take another deep breath in. Imagine beautiful light coming in. And then release that breath and imagine that light spreading. So just visualize it moving, touching everything, everyone around you, spreading that love. And it's growing and expanding. So every breath you take in, you take another breath in. Just feel your heart expanding with that light. Feel your heart making, sort of getting lighter, coming in. And then when you release that breath, again, just visualize that light expanding, 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 touching more, plants and trees and animals and people and humans around you, sharing that beautiful light. And then you can whisper in your mind, or if you want to say it out loud, I serve through being me. I serve through being me. I serve through being me. And my intention and Sangeeta's intention is that as we're doing this activation, this energy, when you're listening to this, you can feel the vibration, you can feel the love, you can feel the compassion. And then just take a moment to ground yourself. And rest in that feeling of love and openness before returning. Thank you.
Oh, that was
So
beautiful.
beautiful. Thank
Really, really
you.
beautiful. Yeah. It was so funny because I was imagining, when you said to send it to your family and people, I remember doing a meditation a long time ago, and they asked us, to send compassion and love to the world.
Mm,
And they said, when you're generating that love in your heart, it's so powerful. And just imagine the whole earth globe,
mm,
like hug,
yeah, yeah,
it goes to every part of that world. So I was imagining that, which felt really good.
yeah, yeah. And it's such a lovely, sometimes we think, oh my gosh, what can I do? We know there's a lot going on around in the world, right? And We might feel helpless. We might help through, sharing posts, or we might help through, donations. We might help through prayer, which is obviously important as well. But this even, sharing your energy and your love when it's coming from, there's no expectation. And, if you did this little act every day, can you imagine how much of that, you just, to your point, you just expand it and you cover the whole world with it. And we're not just healing the planet, we're healing, we're helping, we don't know who we're helping, but we know that that energy is reaching the people that need it. So, um,
What better way to serve the
serve,
world?
absolutely. And all it costs is a little bit of time. And,
Yeah.
obviously in that process, again, you're healing as well yourself. It's always co-creation. So it's never just about yourself or the other person. It's about, there's always give and take. So yeah, perfect. So yeah, we're coming to the end almost. So if you're feeling called to walk your own path of service, be it like we said, at home, change of career, in the workspace, whatever that looks like to you, to discover how your unique light can touch others, Sangeeta and I hold mentoring and healing spaces to help you live from that overflow. Our work is about embodying your truth and authenticity so you can share it naturally with the world.
And you can find all our details in the show notes. And if today's conversation resonated, share it with somebody that is ready to remember their own light. And every share extends the circle of service and love and compassion. And we really want you to be part of that. So for me, Purnima, this whole episode has been so beautiful, even thinking about service in a small way and a big way. But for me, it is about energy in motion. We
Mm-hmm.
say, and I
Mm-hmm.
always say, emotions are like energy in motion,
Mm-hmm.
and a flow that really begins from within, like we are channeling that energy, divine energy, creating in our heart and sharing it with everybody. And even if we say it or not say it, it is bound to touch everybody who comes across us, comes across our profiles, maybe our podcast, the work we do. So that's what I feel service is all about. Channel the energy from divine energy, love, serve me, so I can serve the world in a
Mm-hmm.
better way. And what do you think it
Yeah, it's
was all
beautiful.
about?
Yeah, so for me, it's it 100% aligned with what you said, and it's when we talk about channel, and maybe some of our listeners might not be familiar with the term channel, but channel is pretty much just being a vessel and being open and um, connecting with everything, with, and connecting, because we all one, we so deeply connected to the universe, and it's just allowing that love and that light to come through you so it can be shared with the world. And it's yeah, for me, it's living in a way that the divine moves through me in every word and every act of presence.
How
And
beautiful.
yeah, so that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Well, service, like we said, both of us shared what it meant for us. But service is the circle completing itself, where what you have healed becomes what you offer. And especially for me and Purnima, I'm offering service for grief, for emotional traumas, and things like that. So it's whatever challenges we have gone through it was taking us through that journey so we could learn, grow from it, evolve, and then we can offer. So that's what we are doing. So as you move through your day, ask yourself, where can I let love flow through me today? How can I serve the world? And as you do, feel how your energy responds, how your vibration subtly lifts yourself and others. And like we said, if this episode spoke to you, follow the podcast, share it with someone walking their own path of remembrance. Until next time, be gentle with yourself and remember you're already the light you have been seeking. Thank you and take
Oh,
care.
thank you. Bye.